So what did you used to do when you went to the crater?
I think most of like my childhood was kind of just spent chilling out, like anywhere we could find a seat that was dry and warm. And then the crater's over this way. That was like our hangout. And we'd all sit with our little phones and play terrible music.
Look at him. Can you tell me about what you were wearing in this picture?
I was wearing a skirt blouse and cardigan, obviously ankle socks and shoes.
And when was this?
This was when I was about 14, 15, with the dog that I had at that time, called Dinky, an English setter.
So what are you wearing in this photo?
An absolute calamity of epic proportions, but yeah, I've got my bright pink dress on there, which I don't wear pink. I would never be seen dead in that. I don't know what I was thinking. And then there are the famous leg warmers down at the bottom with the dolly pumps on. Yeah, and I think I actually had some net pink gloves that also went with this.
Back in the 80s, there was no fashion back in the 80s. Tartan trousers, Lunamus socks, brogues for your shoes. I used to have a stripy shirt that I used to like to wear, a black and white zebra stripe shirt. Fashion back then, well, when we grew up, money was still tight. So fashion was basically what your parents bought you out of the catalogue, or in my case, what Mum brought home from Edinburgh on our shopping trips. When I did eventually start buying my own clothes, it was skin-tight black canvas trousers and a grandad shirt. That was my fashion.
So what we've got here is a photograph of me and my buddies. I've even written the date in the back, May 1985, taken on the East Beach at North Berwick. And in the background there's a Scorpion sailing dinghy which me and my buddy Ben sailed at the regatta over the Saturday and Sunday. Well, excitement was building because it was really quite a windy weekend, a bit like this blustery weekend that we're filming. But yeah, we were very, very excited, and there's always an element of nerves, butterflies in your tummy, but great excitement and just looking forward to the racing ahead. And the camaraderie afterwards, of course, pints of Coke and Yorkie bars.
There was just nothing to do. We never had anything. We never had any activities or, anything like that. The youth cafe was open once a week on like a Friday or maybe a Saturday for like 5 hours. So we'd stay warm there for a bit, and then when it was finished, it shut at like 9 o'clock, and we were all allowed out till 11. So we had that time, and when kids get bored, it's when naughty stuff. You start doing bad stuff because you're just so bored.
I moved up here in 1970. I've got 3 daughters, and their dad was Chris Marr, who had the boat, the Sula, and the girl Pat. And so I was involved with many outgoings with the girls, clubs, socialising, and mainly a lot of it being either on the beach or on the water. It's just this one. And there's the girls when they were younger, and that's Fred, their papa. There's Emma, Shona, and Becky on the front doorstep.
Yeah.
There used to be a record shop in North Berwick called the Melody Maker. Sugar Mountain was where Melody Maker was. What we used to do, we used to have a tape recorder, and you would make yourself what's called a mixtape. But that's how we used to share it, was tapes. You would buy a record, buy an album, and you would record your music on a tape from your record at that point.
And we've just had lots and lots of fun on the water, on the beach. I think we've made the use of it. When the kids were smaller, we actually have a sausage sizzle every summer during the summer holidays on the West Beach or East Beach, depending which way the wind was blowing. Well, that's where we had our sausage. We had our little corner, which is now just below the lifeboat shed, and we'd take our barbecue there and watch the sunsets. The kids played on the beach. They went to the summer mission, which was here in the summer. They actually, to be quite honest, I think they went for the sweets more than for the religion. But and also, In those days, you would get lemonade bottles, and they would dump them, glass lemonade on the beach, and they would go and scavenge for them and get some money back from the sweetie shop, which is now their lifeboat shed. That used to be a sweetie shop.
Did you often go out and play with your friends around the town? Or?
Yes, I had a friend who was just along the road from me, and we were always often together, and we'd play tennis, go to the tennis, played badminton.
Where did you do badminton?
More or less up in the Sonic Hall here first, and in 4th Street, and then up to the sports centre. Later, when we were a wee bit older, we went to ballroom dancing at the Pavilion, which was every Saturday night. There was an orchestra doing the music and everything, and it was lovely. And my husband was a good dancer, and which helped me because I just followed his steps. And now when I'm doing anything, if I've got a partner, do you know who my partner is? A little border terrier under my arm, and I can get up, and you see I can do whatever steps I like and every movement.
It sounds like North Berwick was like 20 years behind. I remember going to someone's birthday party, that their parents weren't really that okay with it. I was eating off like paper plates with plastic forks, and everybody else had like the best china, and I think with me being the only kind of gay person in North Berwick at that time, to my knowledge, it was really scary. And I know now that at the high school, that there's so many people coming out, and I only really left school in 2012, and I was still like the only gay person kind of in the school at that time.
One of the reasons that I like sailing is that feeling of freedom. So as a youngster, always being told by my parents what to do and how to speak and how to act and where to be when, to get in that boat and drive that boat myself was a great feeling of freedom, and I could point it anywhere I darn well pleased. And you just looked out to the horizon and you think, wow, I'm free, completely free. And it was a lovely feeling.
You don't have to sing it, but how did it go?
Don't you ever show me that you're dandy, tell me that you're handsome. God, that's going back a while.